What is up, guys? Welcome back.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Unfazed Review Podcast. I'm Daryl. Hello, and welcome to the Unfazed Podcast. I'm Ben.
I'm Emmett.
And it's been way too fucking long, guys. It's good to see you.
You too. Yeah, it's been so long.
It's been a minute.
We haven't done this long.
Thank you for joining us. Emmett just finished college.
I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And I just got over being violently ill with COVID.
That's right, yeah.
So we both had a lot going on in our lives. As you can tell, my voice isn't fully back yet. But it's good to be back. And honestly, this was the first thing I wanted to do once I felt well enough. Aside from going out one night and having a couple beers and going to a comedy show a couple nights ago, which still knocked me out. I was still exhausted. But I was super eager to get back to doing a podcast. So love you guys.
Wonderful. We're going to start with sort of the news and just random articles and things because we have a backlog of it.
Yes.
So do you want to start from the top and just work our way down?
Yeah, we've got so much. Like literally, like while I was sick, and I would say the last 3 weeks. It's been like 3 weeks since we did a podcast, right? Maybe a little bit more.
At least, yeah.
So yeah, we've got like a backlog of shit that I sent to the email. So let's check it out.
What do you think we should do? Just this one?
Let's just go. Okay, so here's one I sent. This guy is named Beau Miles. If you want to check him out, Beau Miles, Miles, and he is an absolutely amazing YouTuber, super inspiring. And this first video that I sent here for Emmett to check out is a mile an hour running a different kind of marathon. And essentially what he did, we'll put the link below in the description for this video, is he did his own marathon over a day where he'd run a mile every hour. And then in his downtime, he'd like build a table because he does carpentry, build a bench, work on his like farm, work on some kind of project, like so he was making the most of his entire day. All the while, each hour he would run, and then sometimes in between he'd take a nap. But over the course of 24 hours, he ran this crazy marathon, and it was just like extreme productivity. It was like amazing.
So it was 1 mile every hour.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So this dude is like a total beast. Yeah. Like I said, check him out, Beau Miles. We'll put the video down in the description. And this dude is just a beast, man. He's this guy in Australia, and he's just like crushing life. He's like a teacher. I don't know if he's a teacher anymore because he's doing so well on YouTube, but he's also a short filmmaker, a carpenter, and just like this like everyman. Like he's like the manliest man. He's like what every man aspires to be, you know?
Yeah.
Really amazing.
That's incredible. That's kind of like the opposite of the whole Da Vinci sleep schedule, where you're supposed to like sleep an hour every however many hours. But
it's kind of the opposite of my life.
Right? Yeah. I run 2 hours a day on a good day. I mean, 2 miles a day on a good day, and
that's still good.
I feel really good about that. But
that's
holy
really good.
Shit.
Yeah. This dude's a beast.
Jesus.
Man. There was another video I sent. If we want to kind of consolidate it, where he like I said, he does carpentry, and during quarantine last year, he secretly built his wife an office.
Oh my god!
Without her knowing, for like
Man, I wish I could just
of it.
build stuff like that.
Yeah, and like I said, he lives in this beautiful property in Australia. We'll link the video down below as well. And he lives in this freaking amazing farm, and he built this office for his wife, which turned into this amazing little cabin, which you can see at the very end. And he did it all with salvaged wood and salvaged supplies that he had gathered over the last like 5 years.
Oh, that's so cool.
Just from like scavenging. So he literally only paid like $60 for it, for I think like one of the doors. And like literally it's a $60 cabin that he built by himself.
That's so cool.
And he built it in like a couple weeks. He built it in like 2 weeks.
That's so badass.
Yeah. So
damn.
Beau Miles, the Australian everyman.
A good man.
Yeah, what a he's like a Superman, honestly. Like really cool.
That's incredible. I wish I could be. I wish I had more practical skills like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but here's a little bit more about him while we're on the Beau kick, if you want to read about him.
A YouTube adventurer, Beau Miles' fear of death drives him to explore everything. Beau Miles' entertaining escapades from eating his own body weight in beans.
Yeah, and then running a marathon right after.
Jesus Christ.
He lived off beans for like a month and then ran a marathon.
Sleeping in a giant century-old gum tree outside his home. Jesus.
Yeah, this dude's a beast.
The kind of people that are extreme mountaineers, and they will go, in many respects, to the point of death and be willing to find that point, and some of them die because of it. I'm not willing to do that. Who would be? There's so many other versions of thresholds within our everyday, and they're wonderful. So so he's like extreme, but he's not like the insane extreme that's going to get you killed immediately.
No, he's like I said, originally he was a teacher, and then he like got into kayaking and got into carpentry and stuff.
So cool.
And he's just an interesting dude. It's one of those channels I watch where like if you're feeling down, just watch Bo Miles' channel, and you're like, oh man, this dude's like really living. Like he seems like really happy with his whole like existence, you know.
What if I just eat my body weight in beans and see how I feel? That's what I'm going to do.
He ended up feeling like shit.
I bet he did.
That was this
That's too many beans, man.
Spoiler alert.
Holy shit.
He said he felt okay physically, but he was like in a mental fog for like the whole time.
God damn. For fucking beans.
Wow, dude, it's getting pretty hot. It's
a little
we're
toasty right
getting
now.
to the point where
we drank a little. What was it?
we had shout out to Buffalo Trace whiskey.
Yes.
Yeah,
And we had some stogies.
Yeah, we had some stogies, but yeah, it's starting to get into summertime officially. It's not fully here yet in Phoenix, but it's getting there to the point where it's like the sun goes down, you're still sweating your balls off.
Juxtaposed with this quote of his, if the sun's out, you get out of the house. That's the opposite in Arizona.
Exactly.
You get out as soon as the sun is fully down, and then you can bear the fucking temperature.
Yeah, you stay inside when the sun's out and you hide in the air conditioning. Yeah.
Damn. That is cool, though.
Anyway, so that's just someone I wanted to check out. Like I said, we'll link his stuff below because everybody needs a little inspiration like that.
That is cool. Guys who, like, take one sort of thesis or premise and then just, like, fucking jump into that head first.
Yeah.
It's very commendable. There was that documentary that won a few awards on Netflix called My Octopus Teacher. Sounds kind of dumb, but it was really touching. It was this guy, I think he was also in Australia. No, I think he was in South Africa, actually.
Okay.
And I forget what made him want to do it initially, but he basically found this octopus in some coral reef off the coast of wherever he lived, and he decided, like, hey, I'm going to visit this fucking thing for, like, every day for, like, 3 months or whatever.
Really?
And he built
Big octopus, little octopus?
fairly normal-sized octopus, yeah.
Okay.
And then, the tentacles.
The kind of octopus I like.
Yeah, and he developed this really sweet, just, like, pet-like relationship with it. There's really, like, touching footage of, at first the octopus is like hesitant. They're apparently very, very smart creatures.
Yeah, they're supposed to be
crazy.
super smart. Yeah.
There's a moment where like he puts his hand out and its little tendril comes out and like touches it, and then it gets to the point where the octopus is like snuggling with him underwater and stuff. It's crazy. Yeah,
and then suffocates
touching.
him.
Yeah, right. It's very touching, and apparently they only live for like a year or something like that.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's crazy. So
that's weird with an octopus because the giant squids are supposed to live for like 100 years.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. It's crazy, but it's just this whole. It was really good.
Wow.
A lot of the stuff that I think won awards this year was kind of a bunch of shit, but that was actually genuinely.
What's it called again?
My Octopus Teacher. It sounds like a kid's book.
It does.
But it was really cool. Really
My
incredible.
Octopus, Lenny.
All right.
That's nice though.
Yeah,
nice.
It was really cool.
That's cool. I was like a good documentary.
Yeah. So many animals have the capacity to just love you.
Yeah. What do we got here? Getting political. Alrighty.
What is this? You fill me in on it. There's a lot of text.
I barely read it.
Oh,
so
Biden.
It was basically, here's the quote. It says, his mental and physical condition cannot be ignored. More than 120 retired generals and admirals sign open letter questioning Biden's mental health and backing election fraud claims, which we do not support because we don't want to get our video taken down.
Right.
Because everything's fucked up. So more than 120 people signed sorry. Close this.
Yeah, let me get these ads out of the way. You guys probably know this, if you go on any website that hosts articles, there's like a shitload of ads.
Yeah.
This whole thing is ads right
So
now.
basically, we'll condense it a little bit for you. I'll read the bullet points. It says more than 120 signed the open letter from retired generals and admirals. The letter questioned the integrity of the U.S. election. It also questions Biden's mental fitness, blasts the Iran deal, says anarchy cannot be tolerated, and says illegals are flooding our country.
It echoes Trump's claims that absentee ballots are not secure. Other retired military officers slammed the letter as intrusion in domestic politics. Said retired Admiral Mike Mullen, former chair of the Joint Chiefs. I think it hurts the military, and by extension, it hurts our country.
Yeah. So basically, at the end of the day, guys, what I see with Biden, and my thing is I have nothing against Biden as a person. I'm against his administration, who are like the puppet masters. Because from what I see, it's just like, I don't like what's going on in the Middle East with the Israelis and the Palestinians. I don't like how they're sending over $200 million a year to help the bloodshed over there.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, what are we doing? Like, do we really want to support with our own tax money the killing of innocent people over there?
I know.
It's terrible.
Yeah,
and it's like that shit's really bad, and I fully disagree with it. Also, the immigration thing, it's like, obviously it's like America, pro-immigration, like if people want to come here to better themselves, 100%. But when you open up the floodgates to the entire world, like opening your front door during a pandemic, what the fuck are you thinking?
I know.
Like, what the fuck are you... Like, it's like the most idiotic shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, yeah, they're totally within their rights questioning the integrity of the you-know-what and also his mental clarity.
Yeah.
So it's just a weird time right now, and it just... it feels like there's a bunch of puppet masters at work kind of running the ship into the ground. You know?
Their administration is like fumbling everything they possibly could.
Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff going on where it's like, and even if people, you know, in the past didn't like Trump, if you didn't like him, that's fine. But if you look at it objectively, just the current administration, it's pretty fucked.
It's really bad. Yeah. And they really did. The sad thing is they knew they could run on the platform of just getting Trump out of office. So now all the shit that they're doing isn't really being checked, and you know.
And my thing is, even if you hate him, okay, but just look at the current situation and look at how weird it is. It's like, and no one's calling him out. You know, no one's calling out the administration saying, "Hey, maybe this isn't ethically right." You know.
Yeah.
But what do you do, man? People got blinders on.
Yeah. We'll see. You know, it is really. Fuck, something's, I don't know, man.
It's a weird time.
There's too much silence.
Yeah.
He's like fucking shit up, and it's all just like he's not saying anything.
Everyone's just like, he's Uncle Joe.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's even aware of half the shit that he's signing off on. You know?
But dude, you know, as bad as it is, at least Trump is gone.
At least we don't have to deal with those fucking tweets.
God. Alright, so this is...
Let's switch gears. I want you to read this one. Yeah.
Okay,
It's beautiful.
It's like, it's really stupid, but it's also really beautiful at the same time.
It's beautiful to me.
Spider-Man just made Randy Savage's Bonesaw MCU canon. Spider-Man Far From Home made some big changes, but none bigger than finally making Randy Savage's wrestler Bonesaw part of the MCU canon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Hey, Freak Show. I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime.
Another late icon has also had their role in the MCU confirmed. The legendary Bonesaw is played by Randy Savage in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. There's no denying the fact that most Spider-Man fans are happy to look at Peter Parker's future in the MCU, but there are just as many moviegoers who remember the Tobey Maguire version that started it all. For those faithful, there is simply no forgetting his first on-screen opponent. And despite the odds, the Far From Home has determined that all of the Raimi Maguire elements to fold into the new Marvel movie canon. It's the New York wrestler Bonesaw. Was he actually in the film? I mean, I didn't watch it. Was he in the movie?
No. So what happened was there's a poster in the background in Far From Home, and it references Bonesaw versus the original wrestler in the first Spidey comic that Spidey fought. So in the background it says Bonesaw McGraw versus whatever the other guy's name was.
That's hilarious.
So he's part of the universe, which is great.
That's so funny.
Randy Savage was a badass, man. If you're not familiar with him outside of Spider-Man, just look up Randy Savage, Macho Man Randy Savage interviews. Funny as fuck, dude. He was so funny, dude.
That is cool.
Yeah.
One of my favorite... I remember reading this vaguely as a kid, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but one of my favorite sort of origin stories for the whole Spider-Man gimmick was... The wrestling thing is cool, it makes sense, but another one was that he was like a trapeze guy and part of a carnival.
Oh, kind of like Robin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like the Flying Drakes or whatever the hell. Yeah, that Robin was called.
Graysons.
Yeah, the Flying Graysons, yeah. But it makes a lot of sense because like his suit and his abilities, like it's all very ballet-like and very trapeze-like.
What era did they do that?
I forget, but
that's pretty cool.
It's cool, yeah. And
I mean,
the suit looks like it would be part of a fucking carnival or something. But
it makes sense. Yeah. So many.
Real life action hero. Oh, I saw this.
This is amazing.
Yeah, I actually saw that. Yeah,
so either we will link it below or we'll insert the clip.
It was some like Loomis truck drivers, right? Yeah.
Dude, so basically it was these guys transporting cell phones in South Africa, and it's two guys, and they're in an armored like Mercedes, and they're driving, and then these like thugs come to like intercept the money or the phones, and they're trying to like hijack the truck, and they're shooting the crap out of it. Like it's like hitting the bulletproof glass.
Yeah.
And the dude driving, he just like takes it in stride, like something from Mission Impossible.
Yeah, he just keeps driving.
He's like, get ready. He's like, they're shooting at us, and then the guy next to him is like, looks like he's shitting bricks, and he's got his machine gun. But considering the situation, they both handled it like badasses.
Yeah.
But really, really cool, and we'll show you the video. Or
it is an incredible thing to watch.
Yeah, it was super, super cool.
And you can tell that the dude next to him is like kind of shitting his pants. He has his like machine gun. And he's just like waiting.
Yeah.
for something to go down.
And my thing is, it's like, did they just have one gun between the two of them? Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
holy crap. But the maneuvers the guy does, if you watch the video, like fucking action hero status. Like really, really
it's
cool.
sick. And they get away, right? I mean, they get away.
I guess what happened at the end, I correct me if I'm wrong, but I looked up a video and it said that they were able to ram one of the trucks and like knock it into a ravine.
That's so cool.
And then the other dude got out with his machine gun to like handle
That's
it.
so
And I guess
cool.
the other car drove away.
Damn.
But
Grand Theft Auto
they
shit.
lived. Yeah, they lived.
That's
But
badass, man.
really, really cool. And I guess the main guy who's driving, he is also like ex-military and has like his own shooting range and is like this like badass in real life.
Damn.
Outside of already
That's
working
cool.
for like this Briggs company or whatever.
Damn.
But yeah, pretty cool stuff. So check it out.
Okay, this seems silly and crazy. What the hell's going on here?
Oh, did it? Oh, I didn't even remember sending this.
So, a Florida teen accused of rigging a homecoming queen election with her mother is being with her mother, which is fucking hilarious. It's
crazy.
Is being charged as an adult. Emily Rose Grover was still 17 when she was arrested in March. She turned 18 in April, and the state attorney's office in Escambia County confirmed Tuesday that Grover will be tried as an adult. I don't even know what to make of this.
It's crazy.
Grover and her mother, Laura, 50, face multiple felony charges stemming from the October homecoming vote at Tate High School in Pensacola.
My thing is, it's like, first of all, you're nuts for doing that. Like, who gives
Yeah.
a shit? And second of all, why is it such a serious legal deal?
Yeah. But yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
The only thing that I read in there was I guess they accessed the computer to fake the votes, and it like had personal information for other students.
Oh, okay.
But even still, I mean, like, it seems a little heavy duty on
Yeah.
like the prosecution side. Like, damn.
When the investigators found evidence of unauthorized access to the system linked to Carol's cell phone and computers at her home, there were 246 votes cast for homecoming court from those devices.
It's crazy.
Multiple Tate students told investigators that Grover described using her mother's system access or of watching her mother access records for years. Investigators doing that. Yeah, that's insane, man.
My thing was like, was the girl like nerdy? Like, could people figure it
Yeah.
out? Like, wait a minute, she's not homecoming queen material. The fuck?
That's such a bizarre story. Like, what the hell?
That's like
Yeah.
something from like. Did you ever watch the movie Election with Matthew Broderick and Reese
I
Witherspoon?
never did.
Highly recommend. Great movie, but it's like that same kind of insanity where you're
Yeah.
like Matthew Broderick ends up getting involved in like trying to get the popular girl at school or who's like annoying to lose, and then he realizes he's like in over his head because he's like a 38-year-old
Damn.
man like fucking with the
Yeah,
election.
That's crazy. That's so weird.
Great movie. Like, I really recommend it if you like Matthew Broderick.
Yeah. That's like something that would happen in a sitcom.
Yeah.
You know? It's so weird.
The way they're being punished though, like what the heck?
Yeah, I know. It's a little...
It seems a little overboard.
both aspects of it are ridiculous.
This is weird. Did you see this
Smiling
picture?
Jimmy Carter seen in photo from Biden visit. What the hell?
Doesn't that look weird? So it's like the perspective of the picture makes Biden and what's his wife's name, Jill, look like
They look huge,
They're like
yeah.
giants, and Jimmy Carter and his wife look like these tiny little munchkins.
Why does it look
Yeah.
like that?
We'll add the picture here.
Why does it look like that?
that
White
weird?
House released a photo of a smiling Carter sitting in a chair and holding the hand of First Lady Joe Biden. The president kneels beside a seated Rosalind Carter. The image was taken Thursday. 96-year-old former president and his wife. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but it's just such a weird picture. We'll insert it here.
hilarious.
It's fucking weird, man.
This is the creepiest thing in the world.
Yeah, so
People in politics trying to be like normal is always the most uncomfortable thing.
yeah. Especially when they live in Munchkin Land and Biden is the Jolly Green Giant.
Shit, yeah, why do they like that? What the hell?
Isn't that weird?
That's so bizarre.
It's a weird one.
Insanity.
I feel like everything's photoshopped. Our whole reality is just
Oh,
fake.
man. Oh, Far Cry 6.
Check
What- Is this actually Far Cry 6 or what is this?
I don't remember, dude.
Dashcam captures man shooting through own windshield in Orange County.
Oh yeah. I do love Far Cry though. It's
Yeah.
been so much fun.
It is like a Far Cry 6 thing.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, we'll have the link below. But yeah, this dude got in a road rage situation, and he's
Damn.
just like shooting through his windshield like fucking Grand Theft Auto.
Damn, that's badass. Holy shit.
Yeah, watch this. Everything's off the rails.
Yeah.
I feel like everything's just like crazy.
Everything's a video game now.
Yeah, look how calm this dude is too. He's almost like the Briggs like
Yeah, true.
Mercedes guy. Funny
God.
hat. Funny hat.
Funny, yeah.
I don't know exactly what like instigated it, but like this dude's just like hardcore, just like shooting through his fucking windshield.
Yeah, he just goes for it. He's like with both hands and
I
everything.
think they shot first. I think someone
Yeah.
shot at him first.
Yeah, no, it looks like
and
it,
then
yeah.
he just
And the poor guy in the passenger seat is just like terrified.
Yeah, he's like, what the fuck?
What is going on with all these weird dash cam shootout things?
It'd be so funny if his friend didn't know he had a gun.
Yeah.
And he's just like, you're Jason Bourne, man.
Tucker obtains body cam footage of driver hurling racial abuse at a cop.
Oh, this is crazy. Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll link it. I want Emmett to watch it.
All right, we'll check it out. Okay, so I hope you guys do watch that because that was insane. I remember seeing like the thumbnail and the title for that, but I was like moments away from clicking on it and never got to it. But Jesus, that
it's bad.
It's so bad. There's so much to take away from that. What a piece of shit. This whole I'm not even the biggest fan of cops, but that's fucking insane. Like the whole putting a big look at cops from all this, like all the BLM stuff that happened last summer, zooming in on them and really picking them apart and having them be the center of all this attack and judgment has made these stupid people sort of like take it and run, you know, and she's definitely...
And they think that just nothing can touch them.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Like she was literally on her phone driving, right? That's in most states now, that's like against the law.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, you're on your phone. And she's like, yeah, filming you. Before, like while she was driving, well, he's like, what? No, her premise didn't make sense at all, obviously. And then she's like, I'm a teacher. First of all, I hate people who are like super proud of being a teacher. It's like, yeah, I mean, it's a good job. It's if you're a good teacher, then yeah, you're helping people. But obviously, she's a shit teacher because she's an idiot.
She sounds just like an insane person.
Yeah, and then there's this whole weird, all this identity politics about like how cops are sort of synonymous with like shitty white people, and how he was a Mexican officer, but she was saying like, you'll never be white, you know that? And she's
saying that,
fuck?
And she's saying the shit, and she's calling him a murderer to a police officer. It's been an officer for 14 years.
Yeah, she immediately just started calling him a murderer.
Yeah, you're a murderer, and
then
she's like, all right, racist Mexican.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
The fuck are you talking about,
Christ.
wacko?
Yeah.
It's like the problem with these people is they jump to conclusions.
Yeah.
And they're judging people by the way they look or by their profession, and they're not treating them like an individual.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with all these fucking idiots.
Yeah.
It's like they're just putting these big labels on people, and they're lumping them together into these categories, and they're usually negative.
What a sickening person to immediately just start filming. Nothing's happened yet. You just start filming him.
Piece of shit.
Jesus Christ.
People like that are like the SJW like crazies that are just like pulling the phones out and shoving them in cops' faces.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck off.
God damn.
Fuck off.
Yeah. It's insane, man.
Anyway.
Whew. Yeah.
Bad Samaritan. I don't even know. I don't remember a lot of these, so.
That's cool.
I just kind of sent them in a COVID haze.
That's the best place to send them.
Yeah, so a lot of these might be a little out there.
Woman arrested for shooting Phoenix store worker while trying to stop robbers.
Oh,
Dang.
Here we go.
Do you remember this?
So, yeah, we'll link the video below. And as always, do I need to say that anymore? The videos are below. And basically, we'll watch the video so Emmett can see it. But there was a robbery that happened at this store, and the robbers were running out. The management was chasing them. A lady outside had a concealed carry gun that she pulled out, and she accidentally shot the manager.
Wow.
Coming out, trying to be a good Samaritan.
Shit.
Yeah.
She really screwed up.
She fucked up, yeah. She shot him, I think, in the leg, so he lived.
Damn.
But still shot the guy.
Holy shit.
Shot the wrong person completely.
Damn.
Yeah.
So that is, if you're going to have a firearm, you better be really well firearm trained, and that's just a sad situation.
And make sure you're aware of the whole situation. Here's another crazy one. I don't have a video link for it, but I just remember seeing it online. There were some crazy shooters. There was 2 of them that went into, I think, a Walmart a couple years ago, and it was just a tragic thing. They went in with rifles and started just killing people, right? There was a good Samaritan there who had a pistol, and he pulled out and he went to kill one of the bad guys. But what he didn't know was that the bad guy's girlfriend was there.
Wow.
And the bad guy's girlfriend went up behind him and shot him in the head.
Oh,
and killed the good Samaritan.
God.
So it's like, it's so tricky. I'm not saying don't be a hero, but at the same time, know what the fuck you're getting into.
Yeah, that's intense.
Yeah.
All right, so the next thing we had on the list was psychosomatic coughing. Do I have coronavirus, or is it all in my head? Anxiety can definitely
Did I
inspire
send
some drag. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Last Friday, I landed in LaGuardia Airport after 6 days in Chicago. Prior to a comparable amount of time in LA. During this time, I stayed in one Airbnb. 2 friends' guest rooms, performed at 4 comedy shows, rode in countless cabs, ate out every day, hugged friends, colleagues, and family alike, and had sex. Looking back now, none of these are good things.
One thing I want to say about this, and I don't know if this is the reason I sent the article. What was the title that I put on it? End times upon us. End times are upon us. Oh, here we go. So sick of these 1920s slapstick idiots. Was this the same video?
This is a separate one, I think.
Oh, this is a different one.
Yeah, this is a different
This is a different thing. Okay.
But
what I was going to say about all the current bloggers, like they're all like these like 20-something girls that like have to tell you a little too much about their vag.
Yeah.
It's, like I feel like not every, but I would say 90% of the bloggers that I read, it seems like they're always like way too personal. Like it's
Yeah.
And they also they get really weird. There's something that happened, I would say, within the last 10 to 15 years, probably more so the last 10 years, where they're like, they get uncomfortable. Like it's like you're reading it and then they're like, just like a scene of Michael Scott from The Office, and your friend Ted says, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, did you really need to throw that in? You know, this is an article about cancer.
Yeah, you said I'm not your friend. I'm reading a fucking article here. It's about COVID, and she sprinkles in boned and bragged. I know exactly what you mean. It like when they try to be more personable, it's like has the opposite effect.
Yeah,
You're just like it's gonna like
a lot of bloggers now. You read their stuff, and they feel the need to put in way too much of their personality, but I feel like it's like a fake representation of their personality, and they're trying to be like this edgy, kind of edgy, over-the-top version of themselves who's really, really trying to be funny.
This is just some like manic, fucked up woman.
Yeah.
She thinks she has somatic coughing, and he coughs without physical explanation and has psychological roots. She's just like stressing herself out. Hey, do I have COVID? Do I have COVID?
Trust me, you'll know.
I can already fucking like see her, and I already understand.
There she
her.
is.
Yeah,
Lauren,
she is.
Lauren Vinopal.
Shut the fuck up, Lauren Vinopal.
Yeah. And guess what? By the way, I went back home and I had sex.
Jesus Christ.
It's like, Jesus
She's
Christ.
the host of the Midriff Comedy Show in Brooklyn. Ew, disgusting.
A New York female comedian. I don't know, man.
Disgusting. Get out of here. Just fucking relax. You're fine.
So my thing is with all these bloggers, at one point I had a blog and I started to hate myself. So I was like, you know what? I don't like this. Yeah, they just get too weird. They throw in too much unnecessary information that's not pertaining to what the original topic was about.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
I fucking hate them.
So here is, you've mentioned before how you think there's like this sort of very crude 1920s slapstick type thing coming back, and they sort of just use like hot girls around the comedy to make it more like...
We'll throw in what we mean here. We'll throw in an example.
I can't pull my hand out of the jar prank.
Idiots.
Doc, just pull your hand out. See?
It's always like a really buff bro.
Here,
Like,
hold this. Hold that real quick. God, it's killing me. I need to spray some soap in your head. Here. Try it again. Try to help me pull it. No, try to pull my hand out. It's not coming out.
Well, are we gonna have to go to the ER?
I can't.
it's the worst shit I've ever seen in my life.
Stuff like that makes me like want to kill myself. It's so bad. It has 11 million views.
11,718,000.
It was obviously the fakest thing. She was like the worst actress I've ever
And
seen
this
in
is
my life.
from 3 months ago. 11 million.
Holy shit.
11 million views. I think this is worthy of a comment, Emmett.
That was just like stuff like that. Just like fucking puts me in such a bad mood.
We'll show you what we're talking about.
Yeah.
This is one we'll definitely include.
Oh man.
My thing is,
sickening.
we know what they're doing. It's like anytime you look on TikTok, anytime you look on Snapchat, it's a hot ass girl, very scantily clad, and a really buff dude, usually with no shirt for some reason.
Yeah.
And it's just really attractive people doing very basic, stupid things, trying to be funny. And they usually throw in some goofy, like, circus music, and it's someone falling down. And it's, like, literally slapstick Charlie Chaplin humor with, like, hot, stupid people.
Yeah, I mean, they say that, like, you know, comedy is a trait that you acquire in order to, like, be attractive, right? And so there are certain people who already have this level of physical attractiveness that are really socially stupid because, like, I guess they never had to do any of that. So, like, whenever I see people like that in real life too, I was telling Ben I was on Tinder for like 4 days.
We got to talk about it.
I couldn't deal with it.
We got to talk
and
about
like almost every almost every girl on that thing was like that kind of archetype, where it's like she's fucking gorgeous, right? But like I just know she's gonna be vacant and boring and shitty and the most like surface level, and it was so depressing to like swipe through all that shit. I had to get off like so fast.
It's a damn shame.
And when those people try to do comedy, it ends up like being just the most abysmal shit.
The problem is, like, let's say you like a stand-up comedian, right? Like, I love Mark Normand, I love Norm Macdonald, I love fill in the blank, Tom Segura, a lot of great comedians. But I love them because they're bringing their own unique opinion to the world. Yeah. And there's some, they really put thought into it. They put thought into their material, and it's like, it's funny because it's going through their filter, and you're seeing their perception of things, and their comedy reflects that. But these people, they're so fucking stupid. They were just copying other idiots and mimicking what they're doing to try to get views without having any kind of unique perspective on things. Yeah. It's just hot girl ass fall down. You know? Yeah. And it's like America's Funniest Home Videos, but way worse. Yeah. Way worse.
You were telling me earlier about the guy, and I think you should bring it up because this is a good look at that kind of thing. There was that channel you liked where a guy and his girlfriend reviewed music.
Yeah.
And then she really quickly started just like wearing like sports bras, and like just it all became about her cleavage and the quality of the videos.
It went from these two, I'd say they're probably like, I don't know, between 18 and 20. It's hard to tell. This young couple, and they're reviewing like Aerosmith and Nirvana, and they're like, oh, we're hip hop fans. We never, it's like this young black couple, and they're like, we're hip hop fans. We never really have checked out classic rock. You've seen those videos. Yeah. And they get into it, and the first few videos were really good, like their Nirvana reviews and stuff. Like the dude was like really into it. Yeah. And they were really good quality videos. And now when I look at their channel, it's literally just every thumbnail is just her tits and them like going. And then you'll have like Foreigner in the background, or Aerosmith or whatever. And every time you watch the video now, all the comments are just like, if you look closely, they're reviewing a music video, and it's just all about. It became all about her tits very quickly. Very, like I would say over the course of like less than a year.
Wow, another Nirvana song.
Yeah, and it's just like. And how does that conversation go? Is it just like, baby, the video where you have the low cut top, we got like 30,000 more views. Jesus, so if we could just keep riding that would be. But it's just so funny. It's just like, at what point do you decide? I mean, like, yeah, she's she's cute girl, whatever. But at what point are you like, that's the channel now?
Yeah, no,
like, yeah. And I don't know, man. Like my thing is, it's like if you're riding on a fairly successful idea, like reviews or whatever. Do you really want to switch it over to an OnlyFans?
Right, no.
But it's like, it seems like they want to.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man, like whatever works, but it just seemed kind of stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, that stuff is always, it just shocks me that stuff is fucking real.
Yeah, it's a weird time.
So then there's this police chase video.
Oh, so my title for it was All Police Bad.
Yeah.
So here's the video. We'll show you. So it's fucking staged.
Oh, this. Yeah. It's the engagement thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, holy shit.
So the cops come up. They got their guns drawn, or their tasers drawn. And then the motorcyclist guy, oh, guess what? Time to propose. And all their friends happen to be there. Come on. But what's funny to me about this is you got two black people who are the ones getting married, and then you have white cops who are obviously their friends. Not all cops are bad.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, right. No, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And not all cops are racist.
The whole thing, though, to me is just like kind of tone deaf and awkward.
It's cringe. It's cringeworthy. Yeah.
It was shitty of the boyfriend to put that on. I feel like.
Yeah, I'm not.
But yeah, I think you're right. The whole thing is staged.
I'm not saying that I like the video. I think that kind of cheesy stuff is kind of hard to watch. Yeah. Because it's so silly. But the point is, though, it's like not. They're always like, oh, all cops are bad.
Yeah.
Not in that situation.
There's a really good channel I've been. I don't know what this is. Looking at this,
I don't know either. Half the stuff I don't remember saying. Yeah. I was like on codeine when I sent this.
There's a really cool YouTube channel I've been looking at called Audit the Audit, where they will like we were just saying. There's this whole epidemic of people filming cops and trying to like get them or whatever.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong.
Yeah.
And this channel called Audit the Audit really looks super objectively, and the guy is very knowledgeable of the law.
Yeah.
And he takes apart these videos piece by piece, and he grades the cop and he grades the other person, the person, you know.
What's the channel called?
Called Audit the Audit.
Audit
and
the
it's
Audit.
really good because sometimes the cop will get like an F, and sometimes the bystander will get a B, and sometimes the reverse. Sometimes the bystander will get an F, sometimes the cop will get like an A.
It's kind of cool.
And yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
And
I could definitely
Yeah,
see that
it's
because
nice
there are dickhead cops out there.
Yeah.
But there's also a whole bunch of dickhead people trying to
yeah.
get you.
Like that shitty woman, like that cop was obviously did the
yeah.
right thing. She was on her cell phone driving.
She's awful,
You pulled
yeah.
her over and immediately murder. Like
She's a
holy
piece of
shit, she's a
shit.
piece of shit.
Yeah.
That guy was doing his job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a really nice, dispassionate look at like.
I
you know,
like that.
Yeah, it's cool.
I like that
It's
idea
really
because
refreshing,
you're getting both sides of the coin.
Yeah.
You know.
So there's this kid. I don't know what is going on.
Oh, here we go.
Oh yeah.
I'm just maybe it's just because it makes us look bad, but I'm so sick of overachieving kids in the news. So.
Yeah, this kid's like, I want to beat him up.
Yeah,
a
read it.
12-year-old in North Carolina used his downtime during the pandemic to take on a few extra classes in school, and he graduated college and high school in the same week. Just a nerd. Just
How,
like-
my thing is, how
Yeah.
the fuck? Skeeter, man. I mean,
Yeah.
good for him. He's brilliant. He's going to have a bright future.
a love of robotics.
He probably already crushed it at MIT. But my thing is, it's like, I feel like maybe it's something in the milk, but I feel like every time it's either child prodigy plays the drums and beats Dave Grohl, or 12-year-old, graduates with a master's degree in 2 weeks.
Okay, yeah. Well, first of all, he fucked up his chance at a good experience through high school and college.
Yeah.
Like, you're kind of supposed to be a teenager through high school, and you're supposed to be a young adult through college.
What's
He
weird
just
is
wrecked all of that.
he
for
can't
himself.
join the workforce for quite a few more
Yeah,
years.
yeah. He's just, what is he just gonna sit on it?
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I don't want to brag, but like, I could have easily gotten my composition degree in high school had I really wanted to. I just
Yeah.
didn't give a fucking shit.
Yep.
Nerd.
That was my title, nerd. So
yeah, I'm sick of like.
So my thing is a little bit of jealousy,
Yeah.
kind of, but at the same time, I think it's more of an annoyance, and just kind of it's like you hear about these kids like all the time, and like I said, it must be some hormones in the milk, man. 'cause
Yeah,
these
yeah.
little fucking overachievers.
No, I know. I mean, I went to a public school and I had taken piano lessons for a while, and like kids called me a prodigy and shit all the time. I 100% wasn't. But the
You're
whole
good,
thing,
though.
yeah, thank you. But the whole thing with being like a prodigy is like the minute you're 18, no one gives a shit anymore, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's so
Yeah.
fake and so in the moment, you know. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
look at him, and then like as soon as he starts getting acne, like no one's gonna fucking
Yeah.
care.
Gives-
It's so sad.
Gives them a good big ego.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
but
I'm
now it's all gonna be
special.
like downhill from
I'm
there.
special.
That's the other thing. Like,
Yeah.
after that high, like, where's it gonna go? He's just gonna make another robot.
Yeah, he's gonna make a robot that's gonna jerk him off. Yeah.
Oh man.
I named
It's
her.
just-
I
yeah.
named her Cindy. I love her.
Yeah, man. It's I think it's unhealthy. I mean, I don't know. There's a social aspect to schooling, and I think it is important to be the right age through high school and the right age through college and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You,
Well-
you miss a lot of opportunities, and a lot of just life experiences when you
Totally, yeah.
zoom through
There's
all of it like that.
there's a social component, a social skill building that if you don't have that, I mean, I know there's still awkward kids in high school, but like you're going to be way more awkward if you're at home with your robots, you know?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So we'll save that one for the
Yeah.
next one.
Hermit. What is this?
I don't know.
Oh,
I have no clue, man. I have no
CNN.
clue.
Okay,
CNN, your favorite news source.
it is. Italian hermit on an island alone is leaving after 32 years. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, this was interesting. Yeah,
He's becoming known as Italy's Robinson Crusoe after spending more than 30 years as the only resident of an idyllic island off the coast of Sardinia. Wow, he ate a lot of sardines, I'm sure.
sausage sardinia.
Mauro Morandi is bidding farewell to his tiny hut on the Isle of Budelli after local authorities repeatedly threatened him with eviction. What? Let him hang out?
Let me eat a
The
sardine.
81-year-old man, who has been living on the island since 1989, announced his departure in a message on his Facebook page.
That's crazy. He has a Facebook page.
It kind of ruins the whole thing. He has Facebook on his little island.
It would be way cooler if it was like carrier pigeon message.
Yeah. Oh, here's a shocking statement from him. I'm going to leave, he wrote, adding that he hoped Budelli will be safeguarded, as I have done for 32 years. Oh, he guarded it? Okay.
Wow.
He also said he was really pissed off about the situation. What a good Italian.
Beautiful.
The former teacher ended up on the stunning pink atoll while attempting to sail from Italy to Polynesia.
Very
He's
cool.
previously told how he was instantly mesmerized by the place and decided to stay, taking over from the island's former caretaker a short time after arriving. Wow.
It quickly became the lighthouse.
Yeah. Dang, that is...
Interesting, right?
wow, that's really interesting, yeah.
Yeah, my thing is I feel like at that point, he's beyond the point of a hobo. He's kind of like a fixture in that community or that island.
Yeah.
Just leave him be. Leave him alone.
They say that like human connection is one of the most important things we can have. Like you can live without light or sense of time and day and stuff, but you need like another human at some point. So I don't know how any of us would fare completely alone for that long.
Probably end up talking to a volleyball.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like I don't know, man. I don't I mean, monks. I feel like monks kind of they're kind of together, but
They're
even so,
together,
they're
yeah.
still like alone in a sense. But
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's nice to have people to have as your sounding board and to talk to and to connect with. Like being alone's cool for a couple days, but I don't know about living on an island, man.
Yeah.
Let's see.
What else? We got? Local YouTuber actually funny vid. Do you remember what this is?
Yeah, I do. My back hurts. I feel like I tweaked a muscle.
You know, I'm getting so fucking old. I had a dream last night that I was at like a bowling alley or something, and my back was really hurting in the dream.
Oh,
This
no.
woman was like, "Do this exercise," and it was something that didn't make sense. It was just like doing like this or something.
Okay.
It was like, "This will make your back feel better." And I woke up and I actually was like in a lot of back pain. I'd never had a dream where like
Did
my
you
back
do
pain
the
was in
exercise the dream lady told you
dream.
in real life?
No.
You should.
Maybe I should, yeah.
It must have been the way I slept, but like
Yeah,
like,
I
it's
woke
like
up with a lot of back pain.
by my shoulder blade.
We're
I'm
getting
like,
old, guys.
Oh
Fucking
fuck.
back pain. Yeah.
Yeah, I just need to exercise more.
Stretch a lot. Yeah.
So basically, this video we'll show you is it takes place here in Phoenix. It's what's his name? That was epic.
That was
and just one of those YouTubers. But he's going around just telling Phoenix PD that he's high and
Is this
basically
real or anything?
Yeah, it's a real
Wow.
deal. And the gist of the video is the cops do not care.
That's
like,
hilarious.
Like they're just like, okay.
Wow.
I look fine though. Okay.
Yeah, you could.
Have a good day.
Watch like a tiny bit of it.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to That Was Epic.
What's up, guys?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to That Was Epic. That was epic.
Right now.
Yeah, I feel like cops aren't gonna go. You are?
They only care if you have the drugs on you.
You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be high.
I just felt like I should tell you. I wanted to get it off my chest. I did drugs.
Right on. You do drugs?
I just wanted to let you know. Street drugs.
Why is he's like driving away while he's asking him a question?
I just had to.
He shouldn't run up behind the
Yeah,
cops
it's kind
like
of
that.
ballsy in a bad way almost. The cop's just pissed. She just walked
Cop
away.
didn't respond. He's like,
Yeah.
perfect. It's right by City Hall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is it okay to mix alcohol and heroin with prescription?
I feel like I've seen that cop before.
No, it's not. Yeah, most of these cops are just like, no. Fuck off.
Literally, the gist of the video is the cops are like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you feel okay?
Yeah, little shit like that, they generally don't give a shit, which is, yeah.
Literally, I
They're
think
humans,
this one
yeah.
cop's asked, do you need me to call 911 or like an ambulance?
Oh, wow.
And he's like, no. And then he's like, okay, then. He's like, get some water.
That's great, yeah.
He's like,
yeah.
go walk around.
That's cool, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. That wasn't that amazing of a
That
video.
is, that's an
But it's just
interesting
kinda-
look at police, and that's a cool, yeah.
That's kind of the thread here on this one.
Yeah, it seems to be.
What else do we got? Oh, the Lennon impersonator. That's pretty cool. Let's check that one.
Where's that at? Oh, here we go.
Yeah, this one's pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
Check out this dude.
Oh my god.
He's foreign. I think he's like, I don't know where he's from. He's like Italian or something, or maybe I don't know where he's from. But he is a really good Lennon impersonator.
Javier Parisi.
Yeah, we'll show you. But check it out. I mean, he tries to hide his accent, but he's still really good. Is that amazing?
That's crazy.
He's even got the gum chewing down.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got the voice down too, if that's his voice.
Yeah, it is.
Damn, that's so weird.
And what's impressive is he has like a thick, like foreign. It sounds like a Hispanic accent
Really,
or
yeah.
something. and he's able to hide it and sound like fucking John Lennon.
That's so weird.
Really
The
impressive.
mind of these like really effective impersonators has always been so interesting to me. Like,
Yeah.
it's almost like fucked up, but it's cool.
I would
you know?
I've actually thought about this before. I would really like to do a little documentary on impersonators.
Yeah.
Because there's so many. There's like, have you ever seen that one? It's this dude that dresses up like Michael Jackson, and he legitimately got plastic surgery,
Jesus
and
Christ.
he like dove into like Michael Jackson, like
Yeah, I feel like it's like unhealthy at that point.
becoming him.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Jesus.
he had little boys in his bed and everything. It was like, sorry, just kidding. But no, he got like this nice convertible and like drove around and like
It's freaking crazy, man.
And I seem to remember it was back at the point when Michael was still alive.
Yeah.
So like he would like freak people out when he'd come around. People would be like, "Holy shit! Like it's
Wow.
it's Michael Jackson."
Wow.
So it's like, think about dedicating your
Yeah.
life to getting fucking plastic surgery.
Jesus.
Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy, man.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Insanity.
Let's see what else we got.
Creature from the Bakery. Do you remember what this one was?
Creature from the Bakery. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I do remember this one.
A croissant mystery.
I'll let you read it. It's silly.
Tree creature. Mystery beast scares residents. Dough. Just a oh. They thought a croissant was a Polish woman's got to be feeling pretty flaky, but the panicked phone call she made to animal control to report a strange creature lurking in a tree. There's a picture of it. Just a croissant hanging in a tree.
Yeah.
It turned out to be a pastry. Okay, before you toast the concerned lady too much, take a look at the mystery beast. Oh my god.
They thought it was like a giant slug.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. People are stupid.
Yeah, it does kind of look like a caterpillar. I can see that. But that's so
But
stupid.
my thing is the fact that you call animal control.
Yeah.
Like, are you stupid?
She said it looked like an iguana. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, she doesn't. She's not the brightest.
Right, yeah.
Oh well.
Jesus.
What do you do?
What? It's such a weird to see something that's like mildly confusing, and then you just immediately call 911.
Yeah, I could understand if it looked like a giant wolf.
Yeah, right.
You know, but it's a fucking croissant.
Oh man,
You want to check this one?
you want to do this one?
Yeah, I don't think it's too divisive, but it's
Oh yeah, okay.
yeah. We'll show
So
you.
I remember you saying this to me. I will say you got to be careful with Joey Salads. A lot of his stuff is staged.
Oh, is it?
But yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know about this one in particular, but
All right. You want to pause real quick so you can watch the video?
yeah, sure.
All right, and we'll link it below.
Beautiful. The experiment is he goes into a white neighborhood and holds up a BLM sign, and then he goes into a black neighborhood and holds up an All Lives Matter sign. And I think there's a YouTuber named H3 Productions, who I don't really like anymore, but he used to be good, and he did a video kind of exposing that some of Joey Salad's stuff has been completely fake. From that video, just at first glance, the white neighborhood part looks completely real.
Yeah.
Their reactions look completely real and legitimate. When he goes to the black neighborhood, I don't know if that's real.
Really?
Yeah. But
It's hard to tell, man.
It is hard to tell,
people
yeah,
get
yeah.
people get heated.
they do, yeah, no, they do.
Especially when you throw up signs like that. It's like people get heated.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is that I
But
definitely
it could be fake.
yeah, but I definitely think that like some of those reactions are like would be accurate to real life in certain
Yeah,
circumstances.
I think the dude going up and telling him like, "Hey man, you should get out of here."
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah,
really
yeah,
legit.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
really legit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if you're in a rough neighborhood. Yeah.
But yeah, he mentioned how some of the white people didn't like BLM because they thought it's sort of segregated, and yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with that to an extent. I think a lot of people's worries are that we're doing this 360 where we're going back to like segregation and saying that it's good, but it's obviously fundamentally like not good at all, and just going to sort of just worsen relations between races, and
It's like
bring
they're
them to light.
they're trying to create tension out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know. And the other thing is that I think a lot of the people who are, I mean, there are definitely a lot of black people who are obviously passionate about Black Lives Matter, but at least the people on Twitter who mostly get like really angry and yelling and stuff about it, trying to defend it, are like white liberals.
Yeah. Mostly white women I've seen.
Yeah.
White women I've seen have been the biggest. Usually on the left, white women are usually the biggest BLM supporters that I've seen, that are the most vocal.
Right.
In terms of social media too, and like actually posting about it, actually going to protests.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that, but that's just the demographic that I've seen. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like my thing is, it's
man.
like if we were to do that like in the ghetto here, it's like I think people would give you shit. Like I think if you and I went out as white guys and held up an All Lives Matter sign, I don't know if it would be like that, but I think you'd get a hard time.
Oh yeah,
I think people would give you a hard time, which is stupid because it's like, I saw someone post a video, or not a video, but like a picture of how it was like someone's lawn, and they had a sign that said Asian lives matter, Hispanic lives matter, Black lives matter, and someone was underneath was like getting pretty close to all lives matter. Huh?
Yeah.
And that's how I see it, man. It's like everybody, every group. It's like if you're a good person, your life matters, and it's like it shouldn't be this. And I know there's people that are like, no, you're missing the point. Like this other group is being, unfairly targeted or whatever. Okay, that may be so, but in the grand scheme of things, a rational person can at least understand that all lives matter.
Yeah.
Not to say that that's the problem. A lot of people think that all lives matter lessens other groups.
I know.
But what they don't understand is that they're combining everyone.
I know, that's exactly my thing. Yeah, the famous rebuttal to all lives matter was, well, all lives can't matter until Black lives matter. But that's what it's saying.
But that's saying that that's saying that Black lives matter, Hispanic lives matter, white lives matter.
Yeah. And then there's that whole, have you seen on like Hulu and Netflix, like they're all doing it right now. There's this big push for Asian and American Samoan stories. Have you seen that? It's like its own genre now. Asian and American Samoan. What the fuck?
And then also during all the BLM stuff, there was a whole big push for Black voices.
Yeah,
you'd see that on Amazon and everything. And my thing is, it's like that's fine, but at the same time, like it's almost kind of weird. Like there's something that feels weird about it.
Yeah.
And any of our Black Unfazed crew, like feel free to comment on how you feel about it. But like my thing is, it's like it seems almost kind of odd having a special category. It almost is like saying that like, we need extra focus here because these people can't do it themselves or something. Like it feels, and I don't mean that to sound bad, but it just seems weird. Like something about it feels forced.
Yeah, I agree. I think, well, Morgan Freeman said this on like a talk show a long time ago, and he got a lot of shit for it. How like the very fact that we keep bringing light to it is just gonna worsen everything.
Yeah,
like we just gotta go back to like the fucking, I don't know, man. Like when we were brought up as kids, at least I never fucking thought about it.
No.
I never thought about it. It was fine. Like
something happened with social media.
Yeah,
where I would say after like 2010, 2012. Where it started becoming a little bit more in focus. And then I would say it really, after like 2015, it really flew off the rails.
Yeah.
But it definitely was like, I want to say around 2010, it started becoming a thing.
Yeah.
And then it just progressively, I would say each year after that became worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
And people suddenly became very divided and very hateful. And it just was a huge step backwards from, say, the 90s or the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but I blame social media.
I do too. And what you said about the whole like the Black stories section, they are contrived. And my problem with them is that they were all like 12 years a slave and stuff. They're like about their story, which was kind of like uncomfortable. There's something weird about it.
It's never anything cool like the Jimi Hendrix story.
Yeah. And on cable there is, I forget what it's called, but there's like a channel, and the theme is like it's just like the. There's always a Black person star or whatever,
BET?
And I think so, maybe
Black Entertainment.
And they have well, I don't even know if it's called Black Entertainment. It's
I think it was BET. Well,
yeah,
BET is a channel.
Yeah. But anyway, they just like if it's like if it's a movie that happens to like star Denzel Washington, they'll put it on. If it happens to star Samuel L. Jackson, they'll put it on.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be about like Black issues, but they're just like they're in. And then it has this old sitcom that has Chris Rock that's kind of like goofy, and it feels much more genuine. And it's just
Chris?
like. Yeah, I think so. And then there's
I do like Chris Rock.
Yeah, there's another one, but it's just like it's definitely like Black American culture, but it's not. It's way more just genuine and cool, and I watch it sometimes, and it's just good movies and fun entertainment that happens to center around Black people, like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or whatever. But it's not like in your face, like the struggle, like always. It's like whoa, it's kind
of like TBS for white people.
Exactly. Yeah. So.
But my thing is, if you did a full channel like that for Anglo-Saxons, for white people, people would be pissed.
Oh, yeah.
People would be pissed because that's how the conditioning has been. Anything white is portrayed as negative now. Where it's like, if you say like, white pride, they equate that with being like some kind of Nazi group or something. Yeah. When it should be like, you should be able to celebrate like German heritage or English heritage or whatever. Right. But if that's frowned upon. Yeah. Because, I don't know, man, it's weird. I think it's weird.
Yeah.
I think everyone should be able to celebrate equally, and I think it should be less of this division bullshit that we've been seeing. That's so fucking hyped by social media. Like, just fucking get along, dude. Go back to like just the whole idea of equality. It's like they're pushing away from that now. And it's just like it's weird, and I think it's like you said, it's a huge step backwards, and I think it's just gonna fuck up the next generation way worse. Yeah, you know, because it's like we can see through the bullshit, and I think most people of all colors in our general age range and older than us can totally understand. But like the kids who are coming up in it now, like Gen Z, like I think it's gonna really screw them up.
Yeah, I think it already has. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the funniest thing is that so much of the stuff we see that is, again, sort of bringing to light different races and trying to sort of socially segregate them.
Yeah.
It's mostly like big corporations and stuff.
Yeah.
And like they always push it. Yeah. And like the funniest thing was that because Black Lives Matter was so big and so many corporations kind of like use that to sell. Target was the funniest one. Did you see like Target was selling BLM shirts?
Really?
They just had like really shitty, super tone deaf slogans. Like black people hated it because it was turning it into like this fun, kitschy little thing. And like it wasn't supposed to be like that at all.
Yeah.
But the
BLM kitten.
Yeah. So because that sort of ran its course and that it had its arc. The next thing that they tried, that all these corporations tried to get on, was the Asian hate thing.
Yeah.
And that was fucking hilarious to me, because that lasted like, 2 weeks? And then the statistics finally came out that it was mostly black people committing these crimes.
Dude,
and then immediately it was like silence.
Dude, that was a really weird one. Talk about weird hate and totally unnecessary bullshit.
Yeah.
I saw some of those videos of like elderly Asian people being beaten the fuck up. And the majority of the videos that I saw were black men doing it.
Yeah.
And it was like, and then that really squashed it.
It was bizarre, it was tragic, but it wasn't
my thing
at all...
is, anybody doing it to anyone is fucked up. But the fact that the media can't acknowledge a general statistic because it doesn't fit their initial narrative is terrifying. It's just like, dude, what the fuck? They're like, you can't acknowledge that in those situations, especially in like San Francisco, it was predominantly black men doing it to Asian, elderly Asians. And it's like, were there other people doing it? Probably. But the fact that that was the majority, the news was like, oh, we can't fucking acknowledge that.
Yeah.
You know?
And that whole situation was so odd to me. Like, why did it start happening so late into COVID? Like, if there was going to be hate towards Chinese people, I thought it would have happened right off the bat.
It was really fucked up.
You know? But, like, all of a sudden, like, fucking, like, year or however into this thing.
It seemed a little contrived.
Yeah, it was. And I think it wasn't... I think there was a very small percentage of these crimes being committed, but as soon as they saw this trend, like, oh, it's Asian people, boom, like they went with the news stories that Asian people are getting attacked. Asian people
and my thing is, how many like elderly black people or elderly white people are being attacked like that, and they don't acknowledge it?
Yeah,
because it's not trendy at that moment.
Yeah. And this we've talked about this on podcasts before, where one little thing will happen in America, and then it gets completely blown out of proportion.
Yeah, they make it sound like it's happening on every corner.
Yeah. Like it's fucking horrible, and I've seen these videos too, and they're heartbreaking.
They're really bad. Yeah.
But it's not this like huge epidemic where everyone fucking hates Asians. Like what the?
Yeah, they're making it sound like there's like drive-bys happening like constantly, like by the Chinese food store or restaurant.
And now the first genre you see on Netflix is American, Samoan, and Asian stories. Like what the fuck?
I think the core of it, and we've said it a gazillion times, is the biggest issue is pulling all these people apart and putting them into these fucking categories.
Yeah, we gotta stop
and being
that.
like, you know what, we're not basing it on your merit as an actor or as a producer of music or whatever. We're basing it on the way you look and where your ancestors come from.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, you're an idiot. You know?
Yeah. And it was I was watching a Louder with Crowder video a few days ago, and he was talking about my boy. And I do like him, if you guys didn't know.
I know.
And
yeah,
no, it's fine. And it was the one where he had like a black guy who was obviously a fan sit down with him, and then like the black guy's friend who was Asian also started talking. I don't know if you've seen that one.
I don't know.
And the Asian guy was talking about how he was gypped out of a lot of college admittances and scholarships because he was Asian. And
I've
tried
heard
to pick,
that.
yeah, like that happens all the time.
Yeah.
Because they're fucking like generally technically smarter than white people, and so college is just so
every other.
yeah. And college is just so like everything. Oh, dude, like last night was my fucking online commencement thing.
Yeah.
I wanted to puke through the whole thing. I can't tell you how many times. I just can't tell you how many times I heard the words like empower, diversity. Like the whole thing was just like shut the fuck up.
Everything's from the playbook.
Yeah. Like these are supposed to be like academia is supposed to be at least a little bit intelligent, and it was the most like shitty Netflix driveling bullshit.
Yeah.
It was so like shameful.
I feel like modern school, all this shit about the government put in the United States pushing critical race theory.
Yeah.
The problem is it's not, from what I've seen, it's not a healthy celebration of the history of people.
Right.
It's very negative and very anti-white.
Yeah.
And it's like, my thing is, it's like, you know, it just seems weird because it's going to breed hate.
Yeah.
You're going to have resentful young white people, and then you're going to have people of other ethnicities getting mad, feeling like that the white people around them are oppressing them in some way.
Yeah.
Even though you're talking about kids that are like 10 right now who didn't do shit.
Yeah.
And it just, my problem with that is you're going to create issues on all sides. You're going to have people feeling resentful towards other people who did nothing to oppress them.
Exactly.
And then you're going to have other people who are feeling like, you know, like the white kids are going to be feeling left out, and they're going to feel like they're being villainized for things that they didn't do.
Exactly.
And it's going to be really dangerous, and it's going to harbor some real hatred that is totally unnecessary.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And
so this whole critical race theory bullshit is going to just divide people more.
I know.
Yeah.
And it's all like when they say it's so creepy because when they talk about equality, they want everyone to be on like the same exact line, and that's just like that. Yeah, that means pulling people up. But in the case of a lot of young Asians, it means holding them down. Like this guy, like if
why can't he go into a school and just be successful instead of them looking at the way he looks and saying, "Oh, you're Asian. We have to reconsider."
Yeah. Choosing Joe Schmo over Mr. Chang because Joe Schmo is not Asian is the same as like if you were to keep black people out of sports because they're more physically capable.
Yeah.
And that's fucked up. Like anyone would say that's fucked up. Like you have to let people shine in what they're good at.
Yeah.
You can't like try to make everything like, oh, we need one white person, one black person, one Asian. Like,
and that's the issue with the goddamn Academy Awards and the Grammys now. You look at that, it's not based on any of their merit anymore.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, we're meeting a quota. Yeah. And it's just like, how offensive is that? How offensive is that to a musician? How offensive that is to a director of a film or an entire crew of a film? You say, you know what? It really doesn't matter about how good it is objectively. Yeah. We're going to base it on the way the people who worked on it look.
Exactly.
What the fuck? Yeah. Like, what is wrong with you people? I know. Like, how fucking stupid are you?
Yeah, the last, like, I can't even discern one from the other anymore, but the last, like, Oscars or whatever thing there was a huge focus on some, like, Korean film or something. And, like, I'm sure it was good, but at the same time I was sitting there, like, did this really happen to be, like, the best movie or whatever? Or are they...
No.
Like putting a spotlight on Asians because that's the thing right now.
It's all based on what is trendy and what is the hot button issue at the time of that ceremony.
Exactly.
And it's just like, it's weird, man. And I know we're a broken record and a lot of you guys are tired of hearing about it. But like I said, and we've said it every fucking time, as soon as it stops being in the forefront of the news and being shoved down our throat, we'll shut up about it. But I think it's important to talk about because... There's too many people that just let it slide and don't analyze it, you know?
Yeah, once you... it's like what I said about COVID a long time ago. Like, once all the weirdness of COVID becomes normal and you're okay with it, like, you've lost. It's the same thing with all this. Yeah. Once you've, like, given up and we're like, oh, whatever, then, like, we're in a bad spot. So, like, we gotta keep being a broken... It's our duty to be a broken record on this shit until it fucking goes away.
And all you guys, it's like... We're not being hateful. Like it's like we're being fucking open-minded, and we're looking at the weird shit that's going on, that's being totally hyped up by the media. And this shit is being hyped up by the media and hyped up by the colleges as well. Yeah. And it's like, I look at this shit and it's like, what's the end game? You want everyone to be fully segregated and hate each other, but then pretend like they're all woke? Like, what the fuck?
I know.
Just, my thing is just fucking drop it, dude.
I know.
Celebrate people for their own unique qualities and for their own unique accomplishments and look past the way they were born and the color of their skin. Like, this is real basic shit you should have learned in kindergarten.
I know,
Like, it's like the fact that we have to harp on this is so weird, man.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
The last two couple of things that I mentioned, one of which I mentioned to Ben earlier for my graduation was how it was like a backhanded compliment where they told us our life starts now, which means to me that like everything we did before,
yesterday was like meaningless because we didn't have the degree. Like, fuck you. And second of all, I can't tell you how many times I heard the word change. They're like, you're gonna change things. Change is like I always hated how change is like synonymous with like productivity and good, and it's always positive. It's always the right way. Like sometimes change isn't good. I know maybe there's just my
it's good.
Conservative voice talking.
It's good to be a little cynical.
Yeah, and if it's not broken, don't fuck with it or fix it. You know, like some things are good as they are. I just hate this idea that change in general is like, oh, this is. Sometimes it's not, dude. It depends on what it is. Like anything in life, it depends on the specific situation.
Yeah.
And we're just, I don't know, man. Academia and
It's weird.
the general, like, all the media we consume right now is at such a weird, shitty place.
It feels very culty.
Yeah, it is very culty.
And it feels very like, if you don't agree with me, I'm going to light you on fire. Yeah, exactly. Like, and I'm like, whoa, dude.
I ranted randomly on a Discord. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
But at the end of the day, guys, just be nice to each other and judge people on the way they conduct themselves.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, exactly.
That's common sense shit, you know?
What did I say? I said, what was I talking about?
I don't know. There's a lot of threads in there, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot. And if you guys do want to join the conversation and join Discord, link below.
Yeah. So, okay, yeah. There's a lot of media today is all about being, like, kind, right? Kindness is always a big thing. And yes, being nice is good. But sometimes actually, like, looking at a problem and getting to the bottom of it and being more analytical and a little more critical is better. I feel like we're not allowed to do that in any facet of our lives anymore, and especially with like all this race stuff. Like we're not allowed to talk about this because we don't know about the struggle.
I think it's good to talk about it.
Yeah, no, it's terrible.
Yeah.
And I was talking about how. Okay, so you guys will hear more about this later. Ben and I are really soon gonna do our book review thing, our rarely reading.
Yeah, it's
segment.
coming up pretty quick. So keep your.
This hints at a theme in my book. I'm not going to get far into it, but anyway, basically, I said that in this book that I was reading, one of the statements that really got to me because I'd been kind of coming to this conclusion myself, and I didn't want to think it was true. Yeah. But I've just kind of I've been forced to think it's true just through my experience in the world.
Was this from Answers for Meaning?
Yeah, from Answers for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. He says very casually towards the end that decent people are the minority. That's his quote. And so, like most in the world, there are mostly bad people, which is a shitty thing to think of, but it's really true.
But you look at his experience.
Yeah, like especially his. Yeah. And so I said the tough part about contending with the fact that most people are bad is that you either don't want it to be true because it's a very unfortunate truth, or more probably, if you're adamant that it's false, you're one of the bad people. Being mean and angry doesn't necessarily mean you're a bad person. For instance, this is a big issue across the board these days. Parents that constantly praise their kids and never give them any kind of warning or direction, causing them to be entitled terrors in the classroom or in their life, are some of the worst people I know. And they're bad people for the very fact that they're always nice.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of parents these days that never like parent their kids.
We saw a story today.
And, what was it?
Today. We were walking around the mall, hanging out. We had just gotten some food, walking around talking, and we saw a kid probably about the age of, what would you say, maybe maybe 7.
Yeah.
This little boy
forgot about that.
Pushing a stroller went down the stairs, and he was probably maybe 25, 30 feet away from us. Stroller went down 3 or 4 steps, toppled with the baby in it. We're like, oh shit. We went over, and a couple other people ran over.
Completely upside down.
Fully tipped, yeah. And like the kid awkwardly picks it up.
Yeah.
And luckily it looked like it had some hard covering on the back.
Yeah, and the baby was strapped.
There was a couple that ran up, and then we walked up and we're like, "Hey, is everything okay?" And the little kid was like, "It's fine."
No parent in sight.
No parent in sight. Yeah. Little kid inside, kind of holding back tears. Looked like he was maybe, I don't know.
He was a baby.
Maybe 8 months old. I don't know, a year. I don't know babies, but a little child, you know.
Yeah.
And the little kid started crying. And then this other kid is like, oh, he's fine, and runs away. No parents in sight.
Horrific.
Dude. No parents in sight. And then we see this kind of typical Scottsdale mom
very
come out
blonde,
with
big lips,
big fake titties, walking out, and then she looks kind of irritated, and she's walking. I'm like, where the fuck were you?
Yeah.
You know. That's bad parenting.
Yeah,
Because she was probably like, Timmy, go ahead, do whatever you want.
Yeah, dude.
And go with an infant down the fucking steps.
Yeah,
Like, imagine
yeah.
if that was the escalator. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, I know. And I had mentioned on that same thread when I don't know if I ever told you about this, one of my little students when I was teaching piano lessons, one-on-one lessons, this was like his 3rd or 4th lesson. I want to say he was like 7 or 8. Nothing prompted this. We were cool. I guess he just...
How old is he?
7 or 8.
Okay.
And again, like nothing prompted this. I guess he just was bored trying to play a C scale, whatever the fuck we were doing.
Yeah.
He sits on the keyboard, like on the keys. He farts on it, and I'm like, don't do that, dude. And then he jumps down, he kicks the trash can over and like tells me to pick up the trash.
What the fuck?
I know. And then on top of that, to add insult,
I would have been like, lesson over.
Yeah. I was like, this is completely...
You're done.
Yeah, I've never been one to like raise my voice, but I was like, this is completely unacceptable, dude. We're gonna have to. I'm gonna get like a manager or something, and we're gonna like talk about this. This is bad behavior.
Yeah.
And to add insult to injury, the dad was mad at me for like not handling it right. I want that dad fucking dead. Like, what a piece of shit.
What a piece of shit.
Yeah.
That's an idiot.
Yeah. Like, oh god, how?
So what happened?
Nothing. I don't know.
So at the point after the kid had his tantrum, did you just get up and leave and grab your manager?
Yeah, and like we talked about what happened, and the kid. I mean, the manager didn't really do anything either.
Yeah.
But like, fuck, man. Like, how could you blame?
Too passive.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm too passive too, but like,
You
God,
at least
holy
know where to
shit.
draw the line.
Yeah, and if that had been my kid, oh my god, like I couldn't imagine that doing any of that like when I was a kid. That's insane.
God, no.
I was like terrified of teachers, and I
Dude,
knew about like respect.
Never in a million years.
Yeah, and just fucking insane. And then the dad was mad at me for like,
That's the problem with the parents now is like you got to see both sides, dude.
Yeah.
You got to see your kid sitting and farting on the fucking keyboard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like if the kid's like mentally challenged or something, that's one thing. But if he knows he's just inciting crazy shit for no reason, he's like a little instigator,
So yeah, I mean, there's so many parents these days that are like, oh my child's a little angel, he could never. No, your child's like a piece of shit. You really need to like talk to them and tell them what the fuck.
Your child's a little fuck,
Yeah.
and then he's gonna grow up to be a big fuck.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know what this whole thing is with these, and especially with kids. Like you can never like judge a kid because they're just a kid. Like they get away with everything nowadays.
Yeah.
And that is extended again to just like everything in society. Like, oh, we should always be kind. Like sometimes kindness isn't the correct path. Sometimes you should be fucking pissed.
And my thing is, it's like, don't physically hurt them or anything like that. But you should be able to be firm and give them lessons and be like, yo, if you do this, there's going to be consequences and your life's going to be really unpleasant. Like you got to tell them, be like, yo, you can't do this. You got to be considerate of other people. And you can't just like, I don't know, like my time when I worked at a school and we did like the after school program and everything, I never yelled at the kids.
Yeah, right.
But there were times where you had to take them aside and be like, dude, like, you gotta stop.
Yeah.
Like, you literally had to tell them, like, you're like off the rails right now. Like, you need to stop.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times they don't get that. Like you said, that kid in particular.
Yeah, holy shit.
It's like, it seems like if the parents never put their foot down.
Exactly.
You know, there's a difference between yelling and berating and being mean and being like, hey, I'm going to give you a life lesson right now because you're being insane.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
and my parents never used corporal punishment. Very rarely raised their voices, but they would be like, "This is kind of shitty. Don't do that." You know? And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I remember my dad was
Like,
always
holy
like,
shit.
"There's the easy way and there's the hard way."
Yeah.
And he'd be like, "Take the easy way."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just, what the
And my
fuck
thing
happened?
is, it's like I don't know what happened, but maybe that's all connected to the social media sphere of bullshit and the crazy lax media and weird system that we have out there right now. But I don't know. People are just fucked up.
Yeah, it's an insane sphere we're living in right now.
Yeah. Anyway, you wanna wrap it up?
Yeah, but I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, we covered pretty much everything.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys letting us vent because after I'd been sick and after he'd been grinding it out in school, we had I would say about maybe a little over 3 weeks of content that we've just been sitting on and needed to like get out. It's like an alien bursting out of your chest.
Very true.
So it's like, it's good to talk shit, and I appreciate you guys sticking around for the crazy conversation.
Yeah, it feels really good to be back. Missed you
great.
guys.
It feels great, man. It feels so good. And thank you all. Thank you to our new patrons. Appreciate you guys. If you guys want to join in, we got all the links below. You know where to find it. And remain unfazed.